Toby's afternoon off. The engines of Sodor are very friendly, and no one is more friendly than Toby. Toby is a happy, smiling steam tram with lots of friends. There's Mavis at the quarry, Salty at the docks, and Thomas. They're all Toby's friends. One day, Toby had finished all his jobs early. He was going to spend the afternoon at the farm. Toby loved visiting the animals. As he was about to leave, Sir Topham Hatt arrived. He said, puffed Toby. Toby was worried. He liked being useful, but 3 jobs would take him the rest of the day. Now he will have no time to go to the farm. Toby puffed off. He felt sad. But then he had an idea. Perhaps he could get everything done in time. Toby's first job was to shunt some freight cars at the yards. As he arrived, he saw Mavis. He thought. Mavis puffed as she steamed past him. Toby was upset. He'd be sure Mavis would help him. He puffed sadly. Next, Toby had to collect some empty freight cars from the depot. As he arrived, Thomas was leaving. Called Toby. Chuffed Thomas. And Thomas raced away. Toby was surprised. Mavis and Thomas both rushed off very quickly. Now he would have to take the freight cars to the coaling plant himself. It was getting late. Toby was worried he wouldn't get to the farm, and he wouldn't get to see the animals. Once Toby had delivered the freight cars, he rushed to his last job at Brendam Docks. But as Toby arrived, Salty was rushing towards him. Cried Toby. Puffed Toby. Said Salty. Toby felt miserable. He knew deliveries were important, but he thought helping a friend was important too. Neither Mavis, Thomas, or Salty had helped Toby. Puffed Toby sadly. He would have to move that cargo on his own. Now he'd never get to the farm. Toby pulled up alongside Cranky. Cranked Cranky, said Toby sadly. Cranky snapped. Toby was delighted. So he raced off. Then Toby saw Henry in a siding. Wheezed Henry sadly. Toby told him all about wanting to go to the farm, and all about Mavis and Thomas and Salty. Toby wheezed. Puffed Henry. Toby was surprised. Said Henry. Toby knew he had made a mistake. Mavis, Thomas, and Salty had been helping a friend after all. Gasped Toby. Toby felt very silly. He asked. Henry was surprised. Said Henry. Said Toby. Henry asked Toby to take his passenger cars to Knapford Station. Henry's cars were very heavy. Said Toby. Toby coupled up to the passenger cars. He heaved and hauled and puffed and pulled. At last, Henry's cars began to move. Henry was very pleased. He called as Toby puffed away. But Toby didn't mind. He was helping a friend, and that was better than an afternoon off any day.